Hello, Herotaku Nation. Welcome to Ranger Key Roulette, where I, SoundOut, will review all of the Ranger Keys in the first 3 waves of Ranger Key packs from Bandai. If you're wondering where Wave 4 is, that'll be a separate video on Herotaku later in the next couple of days. But for now, we're going to clear through all of these Ranger Keys in order, as I like to call Ranger Key Roulette. So don't blink, this is going to go by fast. So without further ado, let's begin. As it is Ranger Key Roulette, we are going to roulette our way through this as quick as possible. So, I don't want to waste too much time, but I will state that each key pack makes one unique sound except for the Super Megaforce keys. So I'll only be demonstrating the sound from one key, because that is the sound that the rest of the keys make. Also, comparisons with the Japanese keys, so you can get size scaling and such. This is a comparison of how the Japanese keys are much larger, will not fit in the American Morpher, and the American keys will not fit in the Japanese Morpher. Well, they can fit, but they're just not big enough. And that, you know, while Tyranno Ranger was easy to get, these two guys were candy toy releases, and it's a lot cheaper to get the American keys. So if you want to spend the money on the Japanese keys, they are nicer, bigger, better quality, and larger in the right show scaling. But if you're on a budget, definitely go for the, you get 3 keys for $8 to $9. So this is Mighty Morphin Pack A, because there's another Mighty Morphin Pack in Wave 4, which we'll cover in the Wave 4 video later. Get Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Black Ranger, all the male Rangers of the team. The Red Ranger is almost identical to the key that came with the legendary Morpher itself, so I'm not even going to bother comparing the two, they're just very similar. Legendary Morpher, as it is here, is used to read the keys. And this is temporarily also a review of this thing, which is nicely painted and overall looks pretty good. And compared to its Japanese version, it's pretty similar, just a little bit smaller and doesn't have as many working parts. But overall, size-wise, it's proportional to the keys. So, there is that. First off, keys. They actually have a spring-loaded waist so that they can click into key mode. As you can see, the Mighty Morphin logo is there. They also have QR codes. You can scan them through the Power Rangers scanner app. Allows you to morph into your favorite ranger and play a game. Yay! And keys go into the slot, and here is our first sound effect. And if you turn the key the second time, you get a sound that's the same with all the other rangers except for Super Megaforce. Hooray for that! Let's move on to Zia. Next up is Zia, which includes the red, blue, and yellow Rangers. Oddly enough, the pack originally included green at some point in the prototype stage, but they changed it to yellow, so bonus for releasing a female key. Overall, really nicely painted. Not all the intricate details of the Zia suits, because those would be really hard to paint in something this small. Key has the Zia logo. That's actually the Yellow Ranger logo. It doesn't really use the Zia logo as much. Blue Ranger, awesome. And of course, Yellow Ranger, our first female key we see. There you go. They all make the same sound in the Morpher, as usual, and that sound is... on to Turbo. So here is Turbo, not one of the favorite seasons, but I did quite enjoy the second half of it. Keys are nicely painted. They look like the Car Ranger suits and the Turbo suits. They're very minimalistic in that way, but they are cool nonetheless. And yes, you can do a key with one hand. So you can see the Turbo logo, which is on the key itself. Blue, nicely painted as well. I like the silver detail around the helmet designs. It really helps to accentuate and make these feel a little better, considering these cost the same as the Zio keys, which had more paint. And the sound they all make is... moving on to In-Space. In-Space pack, as you can see, has red, black, and blue Rangers. No colored squares on their chest, but the Japanese keys didn't have that either, so don't blame them. Really cool overall. Look at that. It's got the logo. Black Ranger key have these really cool black outlines I thought were neat. Always to show the accents. And here's Blue Ranger as well. Really cool, and the sound they make is... moving on. Now we're on to one of my personal favorite seasons, which is Lost Galaxy. So we got red, blue, and green, as typical having the male rangers of the team. So you got the nice paint design on chest, works really well. You also have the Lost Galaxy logo, but my key is a little crooked for red here. Blue, same thing, really nicely painted. I love the helmet paint, really appreciated, especially with Bandai of America stuff. They are well painted. And inserting the key in gets this sound. Definitely turn on the power with the key. Alright, next is Lightspeed Rescue, a season I quite enjoy, but does get a lot of hate for some reason. Really nice paint design overall. Looks good. And key mode has the Lightspeed Rescue symbol. And here is Blue Ranger, and of course, Green Ranger. Looking really awesome. Especially the sound effect that they have. Next up, Time Force, fan favorite season. Quite enjoy it. And here is the Time Force Red Ranger. Well painted. I like the silver on the gloves. Much appreciated, Bandai. Time Force logo there. Same with blue. Time Force logo. And green. So again, the male rangers, the team's technical leader, Jin, is not included, which is sad. And good to go. Alright, so here we have Wild Force, last of the original Saban era. Here's red, nice stripe, no actual lines painted in, but that's okay. Key, Wild Force logo, black as well, Wild Force logo, and blue as well. And they all make this sound. Alright, so here we have Ninja Storm, my personal favorite season. The silver on the arms is missing, but they weren't there on the Japanese version either. And Tori's skirt is kind of hard to see. By kind of hard to see, I mean it's not exactly there. Overall, keys do look really great, and I do give them credit for not replacing her with the Navy Ranger, because that would have been bad. Then it wouldn't be a Wind Ranger pack, like it is. And the sound. Here is SPD, and it's odd that green is the only one with the number outline, but then again, if the number outline wasn't there, you still wouldn't have a noticeable number, so it's weird that 1 out of 3 got them, but whatevs. Anyway, SPD logo there, blue, key mode, green, key mode, sound, here. Mystic Force, quite well painted, but the only key pack to not include a Blue Ranger. Would have been cool if they included the Blue Ranger, since it was female this season. Anyways, red here. Flips into a key. With the Mystic Force logo there. And the Mystic Force logo here. Nice color variation too. Next up, Samurai. 3 male rangers, you know the drill. Originally, the picture showed a female Red Ranger key, which would have been interesting, but alas, that still has not happened, even when we saw the same promotional image in the Super Mega Cannon. And she goes in. Alright, so here we have Megaforce. Megaforce, 3 male rangers, nicely painted chest. Now these do have a special sound in conjunction with Super Megaforce, which I will show when we get to the Super Megaforce keys. And here you go. Super Megaforce, key in and turn. Alright, so here we are at Super Megaforce. This is actually 2 key packs. The first is the red, blue, and green pack. And you get a metallic Red Ranger key with the yellow and pink Rangers. Nice that they have skirts, all the details are there, really cool. This key is identical to the Super Megaforce Red. Now, the paint on these two keys isn't so sharp, mainly because of the pack I got, but if you have the Super Mega Saber, you get this blue one and this red one from the Morpher. So I'm going to swap those in as they're nicer painted. Now, like I said, there are special sounds with these. So first, let's go over the sound that makes with Super Megaforce Red, as these are Ranger specific. So it does actually make the same sound, but the difference is the color, so I will play each of these. Super Megaforce Blue and green. Yellow. And Super Megaforce Pink. And that is the sound you get when you put all 5 keys in order. Now, they do all have a secondary sound that's different than the communicator beep, so I have to go over that now. You got Summon Skyship, and I might have messed up the key slot just now by pulling that out early. Oh, there we go. So there is all the vehicle sounds. And the last thing that we have is you can combine a Megaforce key with a Super Megaforce key. It doesn't have to be Ranger specific because the Megaforce keys aren't. So you first do this. And then you put in a Super Megaforce key. And you get the theme song, which I will not continue playing for copyright reasons. So the Super Megaforce keys are the best keys, as they do a whole lot of stuff, especially when you got all 5. Really, really cool. So this concludes this round of Ranger Key Roulette. And like I said, Wave 4 will be reviewed on Herotaku soon, so be sure to check out Herotaku.com if you're not already there. This is the Herotaku YouTube channel. Anyway, it's nice to sound saying goodbye.